Yo, what's up, YouTube? Back out here fooling with this old Jeep, and had a little incident this morning on my way to work about 6:15. Tagged a deer. Not too much trouble. I guess I must have scared it. Broke one of these cheap little lights that was on here. Actually, yeah, I guess that's broke. Maybe it just popped loose. I don't know. Anyway, those don't work very well anyhow. Bent my fender a little bit, busted one of the fender flares, but where the bumper did its job, it protected the Jeep. Didn't take out the lights, didn't even bust the marker light. This was bent in pretty good, but I just pulled it back out. So, I don't know. I bought some paint to do the windshield frame on this. Maybe I'll try and flatten out and straighten out these fenders a little bit and do something with them as well. Yeah, there's a little bit of deer hair. How do you like that? But anyway, the reason that I jumped in here to make this video is that the other day as I was driving to work, I started to hear something howl just a little bit underneath the hood, and I'm fearful that it might be the oil pump drive adapter. So I went ahead and bought what was labeled as a Crown oil pump drive adapter off of Amazon. Yeah, maybe that was my mistake. I don't know, but I've got Prime and it was free shipping. Looked to be identical to the ones that were listed everywhere else. And my other favorite vendor, Rock Auto, yeah, I might have a problem, didn't have the Crown part. They had Dorman and a couple other brands. And supposedly Crown is the one to go with, because the way that this thing is built, the stock unit has a bushing at the bottom, a bushing at the top, and there's a seal in between them to keep the oil from leaking out the top. Well, what that does over time is it starves that top bushing of lubrication. So Crown kind of re-engineered the part, said, hey, well, here's the fix: bushing, and then put the seal on the top. So the oil still doesn't come out the top, but you can get some lubrication up there to both of those bushings. That's how it should have been engineered. Chrysler has long since, Mopar has long since quit supporting this part. Maybe you can find one that's new old stock on the shelf someplace. But I was trying to get one that was Crown because that's the way to go. So I ordered this one off of Amazon, and it comes in this plain box. It's got my address on it, but there is no part number, there is no company name, there is no advertising. It's in this nondescript bubble wrap bag. There is a gasket in there with it. I just had a gut feeling that this might be some Chinese knockoff and that it wasn't what I needed to have. So I did what any red-blooded American would do. Knowing that I could return it to Amazon, I took it apart. It's actually a really simple design. It's a very simple part. So I took the cap off. There's a couple of Torx nuts, screws on the top. I think those are T20. I pulled a little pin out, took this position sensor, camshaft position sensor off. You're supposed to swap this out with your stock one anyway. These are probably cheap junk, and supposedly they may set a check engine light, so it's best to swap the OEM part back into your new OPDA. So I pulled that out and then just knocked this roll pin out of the bottom. Took the gear and the washers off and pulled the whole thing apart. So it's a very simple piece of gear here, actually. It's just a solid shaft with a reluctor wheel on the top. You can see that there's a different pattern of teeth up there that kind of let the motor know where everything is at. It's not unlike what you would see on any LS or anything else where you've got a reluctor wheel that works on a Hall effect sensor to establish crank and cam position. That's exactly what we've got going on here. So I just wanted to show you what I found here. A very simple design. They just machined a little bit of flighting into the shaft here, presumably to carry some oil up inside there to lubricate that upper bushing. And this one does indeed, whether it's Crown or not, have the updated design. So let me get a light here. Maybe you can see down inside there. So I don't know how well that's going to show up on video. You can kind of see there. Let's see, can I position everything just so? Alright, let me get a pointer here. So what you can see here is we got a little plastic bushing here on the top. That's kind of what supports that reluctor wheel. And then right directly below that, this is a rubber seal. It's an oil seal that rides on that shaft. And then below that, down in here, looks to be an oil-light bronze bushing. Oil-impregnated bronze makes a nice solid bushing surface like that for stuff that's relatively low RPM and low load. So there's a bushing with the seal on the top. Another oil-light bushing on the bottom. I got sawdust all over it now. So whether or not this unit is actually a Crown unit, it has the updated design. That thing cost me a little less than $100 off of Amazon. I think it was $88 or something like that. And as I said, I get free shipping. So I had it in 2 days. So I guess, you know, I did some searching on the forums and things. It doesn't look like there's a lot of information out there. A lot of guys are saying that the Crown unit that they get just comes in a nondescript bag like this. There's no branding. Fit and finish is pretty cheesy. It's not a great design, but it really doesn't have to be. It's a pretty simple part. It's a pretty simple part. So I'm going to go ahead and put this thing back together. I'll put it back in the box, and then here, maybe tomorrow, I'll swap it into the Jeep, get it set up. There's lots of other videos out there on what it takes to swap these in. Basically, you set the engine to top dead center, you set the sensor to top dead center, you slip them together. You know, you can make a couple of marks, and there's a couple of processes that you can go through to kind of adjust it if things don't work perfectly the first time. But it's not like timing an engine. There's a pretty wide range of acceptable tolerances here, so pretty simple. But figured I'd show you what I was into here. Like I said, Crown or not, it's the updated design, which is what I needed. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Please follow along if you want to see more Jeep and Power Stroke content. Thanks for watching.